Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
When you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I'm up early in the morning, time to get it in. Time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing. They say the fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you while you're thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it poppin', cause the sound is supersonic. I done came so far, and it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep, threw some water on my face.
Back, ladies and gentlemen.
Another day in the Golden State.
Ain't no
tossing
in,
turning on,
good morning.
insomnia. I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama and give it my all and follow through on what I promise. And even if I fail, at least I was honest. See, I can only do what's in my power to do. What good is this power if I use it like a fool? If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study cruise. Or I can sit back and just watch the news.
Hey.
Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
Good morning, Jess.
You can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me. I was born to be a winner, you could never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on, you know what time it is. I'm chasing my purpose in this music business. Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition. One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen. I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference. Cause what I'm doing can be lost in an instant.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday, we'll be in and out.
Is it because I'm the
We're not going back, Tinkerbell.
I got a million different ways I could hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change.
Mighty, good morning, how are you doing, brother?
I stayed in my lane.
Yes.
Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me. I was born to be a winner, you could never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me. I was born to be a winner, you could never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Break it down now, yeah.
Yes.
Break it down now, yeah, yeah. Break it down now, yeah, yeah, Don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
Hey,
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Yeah, it's
Let's
me,
do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Yeah, I ain't even had my coffee.
Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is.
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
Hey,
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again it's me, Mr. Crossan, aka Zeus.
Right.
Yes. And as you can tell, lightning does strike twice. Alright, we done with this. We done. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are once again back in the Thunderdome. Good morning, and I hope you all had an exciting weekend. All right, so let's get this show started. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, the first H is because I'm honest. The second H is because I'm humble, and the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. All right. And many of you are familiar with what we are here to do, all right? What we are here to do is hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes. Good morning, Zena Smith. The last H is because I'm handsome. That's a very, very good question, all right? Yeah, we hold our friends on the right, especially their. Are you ready for tomorrow's debates? Absolutely. We hold their cult leader responsible for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. All right, and believe you me, isn't it safe to say that when it comes to our friends on the right, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting, and filthy deeds going on. All right. And so, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got a bit of a heads up to give you, Trump supporters. If you are, as my good friend Swervin once said, you're lactose intolerant. Anybody out there supporting Donald Trump, you're lactose intolerant. And that means that you are allergic to the facts. You might want to leave this live and go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts because they will lie to you. I won't lie to you. All right. Because what we're doing is it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. There's always an overwhelming amount of truth and information coming out of this platform. And ultimately, what it's designed to do is to shock you and to get you out of this nasty situation that you've gotten yourselves into, right? You've gotten yourselves into a nasty situation. And what I mean by that is you're all in a cult. And so, if you do not want me to ruin your breakfast, all right, you know exactly what to do. Leave this live now, or else, it's on you. All right, but get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Wow, that's strong this morning. Somebody must have put an extra shot of espresso in the coffee. Yeah. So, are there any Trump supporters out in the audience right now that are just fed up with the way things are in this country and they're very unhappy? Any Trump supporters out there? Put a one in the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, you said. Oh, Oh, wait a second. I'm recording this and sending it to you when he wins. John, hold on, John. I'm a little concerned, John. Could you come up in the box real quick, John? I haven't even gotten started. I'm just curious because I want to make sure you got my good side, all right? John, come on in the box real quick. What exactly are you trying to say to Zeus? Are you saying that you believe Donald Trump is going to win, John? John? Are you there, John? Do you really believe Donald Trump is going to win? Because I would hate to think that you still believe that. Oh, John. John, you must have... Did you go to church yesterday, John? Did you go to church yesterday? You don't have to come up in the box, John. I'm fine with you in the comments section. That's probably better that we keep it that way. You went to church yesterday, John? John, are you there? Good morning, Ange. Nice to see you. All right. Good morning, Rick. John, you must not have went to church yesterday because somebody lied to you and you don't see the truth. All right, so here's the deal, John. How do you figure Donald Trump is going to win when this just dropped? All right, Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen, dropped a new campaign ad today. And John, I hope you are there listening to this, all right? Because I have questions for you. Now, let's all listen to what this ad says, all right? You should go check it out, all right? It's all over the internet.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. It should come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's highest ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or a tyrant or a dictator. We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is a danger to our troops and our democracy. We can't let him lead our country again.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Yeah! Good. Heather, listen, Heather, good morning. This is the morning show, Heather. People are asking that I bring you up. And we don't need to talk long, all right? But Heather, listen, are you out of the bathtub? Because you know what you like to do, Heather. You know you like to take baths and get in the live and listen to Zeus. I don't know why you like to do that, Heather, but you know what? Just as long as you don't hurt yourself and get electrocuted, all right, we will be fine. Heather, I'm going to send you another invite, all right, Heather? And all you have to do is click accept so we can get on with our morning, all right? People want to hear from you, Heather. They want to know what makes you so supportive of this guy, Donald Trump. Boy, oh boy, Donald Trump is freaking out, ladies and gentlemen, like he's never freaked out before. Now, last week on Friday, I was live, and while I was live, how many of you saw Donald Trump's press conference where he sought to appeal the verdict in the E. Jean Carroll case? Did you all get to watch that MAGA meltdown? All right, where Donald Trump basically came out. Bree, do you want to come up and talk to Triple H? You know that, Bree? You know why they call me Triple H, Bree? Because I'm honest, humble, and handsome. So, Bree, come on in the box and please explain to Zeus, and not just me, but some of your friends, maybe your relatives that are here. Oh, you don't want to talk to Democrats? All right, well, you know what? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, maybe Bree and Heather don't understand how this platform works, especially in the morning show. Yeah, tell them Southern Delight. Explain it to Big Zeus. And any of you MAGA men out there, if we see you, and I have some of the best moderators on TikTok, if we see you putting lies in the chat, right? We naturally assume, someone just put it in the chat, that you might be a Russian bot, right? And there's a lot of talk about how Russia has been using right-wing influencers to spread their misinformation and disinformation, right? So if I select you to come into the box and I say, hey, Bree, hey, Heather, I saw something that you wrote and I would like you to come in the box and put a little meat on the bone, and then you decline my invite, right? And you get back to just spamming my chat, I will ask my moderators, all right, to do what I believe Kamala Harris needs to do day one in the White House. Begin a mass deportation of all these MAGA-possessed individuals. And it starts with them putting you in a straitjacket, all right? I don't tell them to kick you out right away, but the straitjacket, what that does is it's the mute feature on TikTok. It forces you to not be able to spam my chat with those lies and just listen to Zeus, all right? I'm trying to minister to your souls, all right? Because I know you've been led astray. You've been bombarded with over 30,000 lies of Donald Trump. Your pastors, they are pushing the same stuff. Russia's pushing it, so you don't know the truth. So this is your one place to come on TikTok and just get it. So if I send you an invite and you decline it, then I'm just going to assume you're a Russian bot and ask my moderators to handle that, all right? All right, so let me bring up a MAGA demon who voluntarily decided to get into the box. The one and only. Greetings.
Greetings. Hey, Zeus, you been to Fisherman's Wharf lately?
What has that got to do with the price of rice? I'm talking about telling the truth out here.
Yeah, you're talking about telling the truth, so have you been to the Fisherman's Wharf lately?
Yes, why?
How does it look out there?
I don't know. What has that got to do with anything? You came up in my box.
You're gonna lie, Zeus.
You're gonna come up in my box and ask me about what's going on in the city as though I'm talking. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Beta male, tell the truth about Frisco.
What do you want to know? It's a beautiful city.
How many businesses closed down on Fisherman's Wharf? How many restaurants that were there for 100 years have closed down?
Do you live in the city?
I didn't say I lived in the city.
Okay, so
I know you do.
What state do you live in?
Are you gonna lie or tell the truth, you little fucking liar?
Oh, now that's one. Didn't I ask you not to use profanity on my platform? It's a Monday morning.
Tell the truth or not tell the?
See, this is a MAGA demon. You know this
demon.
Yeah. This knucklehead went to church yesterday, worshiped the devil on all fours. All right, and they probably had a statue of Donald Trump. He probably crawled up to the statue and kissed on it like you've never seen a man kiss on another man. This is a disgusting human being. And didn't I ask you to stay out of Democrat business? See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you got to do with... You know what I'm going to do? Take care of this MAGA demon. Ladies and gentlemen, join me. It's too early to start off my show this way, but join me in sending that deranged, MAGA-possessed demon straight to the pits of hell where he crawled out from. All right, this is a sick situation, ladies and gentlemen. Any women that find men like that attractive, you're just as disgusting as him. Join me in giving him what he deserves. A round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Silence, you MAGA demon. No one cares what you have to say, because if you think about it, you are the very problem with this country. You and your disgusting cult members, you've tried to ruin this country, and it's a sad situation. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is I want to go back to Donald Trump's press conference where he came out and pretty much admitted to everyone that he has SA'd multiple women, and he's been doing it all his life. That's pretty much what he confessed to. And I want to go to this part of the story where he said this is a love story. He told, if it wasn't so unhinged, I would laugh. But I said Donald Trump tells a love story about him, his victim, and the butler. And I said, you won't believe this, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody voting for this man and calls themselves a Christian, you're not a Christian. You are a MAGA demon. Straight up like that, all right?
One is named Jessica Leeds, so she was up again. She can't get rid of her.
Okay, now, he mentioned the name Jessica Leeds. Many of you know this, but I want to lay the plot, so to speak, for what Jessica Leeds went and testified to. I don't know if you know this, but she's a woman who Donald Trump silently, according to the sources that I'm looking at, right, silently SA'd. He silently SA'd this woman on an airliner in the 1970s. Think about that. The 1970s. We're in 2024. So this is her explaining what it was like sitting on an airplane with a predator. All right. And she said, she's 81 now in Asheville, North Carolina. She said Trump accosted her with what seemed like 40 zillion hands. You know what I said? There's millions, there's billions, there's trillions, but zillions. This is a guy who admitted on the Access Hollywood tape, when you're a celebrity and when you're a star, it's like my hands are everywhere. You can do. So she's putting the address on stuff he's already admitted to. 40 zillion. Imagine, ladies, Donald Trump's hands, 40 zillions of them, all over you. Just imagine Donald Trump and you're sitting next to this guy on an airplane in the 70s. Any Trump supporter, any women out there, any women out there that want to talk to Zeus about this story? She joined other witnesses who supported the testimony of E. Jean Carroll, a longtime advice columnist who publicly aired her claims against Trump in 2019 when she published her memoir. Trump has repeatedly denied these claims, saying Carroll lied to sell books and disparage him. This is the backdrop. All right. So I said, okay. Leeds says she was working in her late 30s. She was in her late 30s and working in sales when she was invited by a flight attendant aboard a daytime flight from Dallas to Atlanta to New York to sit in the only empty aisle seat in the first class cabin. The gentleman sitting by the window introduced himself as Donald Trump. Conversation between the pair was mostly forgettable, Leeds recalls, as they ate a nice meal before all of a sudden, Donald Trump decided to kiss her and grope her. This is some sick stuff. There was no conversation. It was like out of the blue. It was like a tussle. He was just trying to kiss me, pull me towards him. He was grabbing my, the women upper area. He was grabbing those. It was like he had 40 zillion hands. It was like a tussling match between the two of us, she recalled. Leeds said that the standoff ended when she realized no aircraft employees were coming to the rescue and Trump seemed to get more aggressive. It was when he started putting his hands up her skirt that gave her the strength. I managed to wriggle out of my seat and storm back to my seat in coach. I don't think there was a word or sound made by either of us. Now, this is what Donald Trump was talking about during his press conference, right? So this is why Donald Trump, I would say, is his own worst enemy. Because, see, had he not brought this up, I probably would have just never looked into this. So now that we know that's the backdrop, let's listen to Donald Trump admit what he did.
She was up. She said I was in an airplane doing that. A couple of things. You have an armrest in planes back in those days. Oh, by the way, she didn't know anything about the flight, where we were going. Where I was in very few flights. I was a New York guy building New York buildings. I was in very few airplanes, I will tell you, in those days.
Does anybody believe he was in very few airplanes? This is somebody that's supposedly super successful. That's the lie. I know you Trump supporters don't know when Donald Trump is lying, especially after that live yesterday with that MAGA demon. I said, okay, y'all don't even know Donald Trump is lying to you, so I'm going to help you understand when he's lying to you. He's lying.
1979, I think.
No, it was
a long time ago. But you had the armrest.
You know, it's so funny. He remembers everything Joe Biden did. He remembers everything Kamala Harris said. But when it comes to his dirty draws, his dirty deeds, his crime, all of a sudden his dementia ratchets up. Trump supporters, pay attention to this. This is a free education that I'm giving you, and I should be charging you. But listen up.
And in the old days, they didn't move. Okay? But she said she then got out and she went to the back of the plane, and that was the end of the story, I think. And this story has followed me for years. But just to finish with her, Jessica Leeds, no police reports, no witnesses, no corroboration of any kind, no criminal suggestions, no nothing. Then you have another one.
Uh-oh.
And this one is a writer for People magazine, who I actually thought was very...
So we got the Jessica Leeds. No, Billy. I'm not talking about that. Billy, hold on. See, Billy can't even get in the box, ladies and gentlemen. Billy, you're gonna have to sit in the comment sections. Good morning, attacking. Billy, just sit down and listen to me. I'm explaining to you why your cult leader is an SAer and a grapist. All right? And anybody voting for him, you're not a Christian, period.
She came to Mar-a-Lago.
Uh-oh.
And she wrote the most beautiful story you've ever seen. It was a love story.
Oh!
About Melania and myself. A love story in People magazine.
So, this is another victim of his that he claims came to Mar-a-Lago. Sunshine, listen up. This is for you. And wrote a love story about him and Melania. But get this. Melania's not there, but this woman is writing a love story about a man and his wife, and his wife is not there. This is probably one of the most fascinating love stories you'll ever hear.
And that was it. It was a cover, I think, but it was a beautiful story. Everybody would love to have that marriage. She said the nicest things about me, about Melania. You have the story. I mean, you can read the story.
What did she say about Melania?
And her name was...
What's her name?
Whoever.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh. Her name was whoever. You had no problem mentioning Jessica Leeds, but you don't all of a sudden know this woman's name who wrote a beautiful love story. See, you Trump supporters aren't thinking, and I'm doing it for you. You love conspiracies. This is one you need to look into.
Name.
Hi, Mark Barnett saying
hold on, we gotta pay the bills. Hold on.
When the gunman...
Was who?
What's her name?
Sornoff, yeah.
He had to ask his attorney what her name was. Sornoff. What? Yeah.
Have it. Whatever her name was. I don't know the lady, so perhaps it's much...
So, let me get this straight. This is a beautiful love story about you and your wife. Your wife is not there, and You don't even know who this woman's name is.
That way, but I really don't know the lady.
You don't even know her. Wow.
She wrote this beautiful story, and about, I don't know, years later, no police reports, no anything. Years later, the same person they called up, did you attack at Mar-a-Lago this woman, this writer, whatever her name is? And she was a witness in a case. Her and Leeds were the two witnesses, only two witnesses. Did you attack her? I said, who is she? And they said, she writes for People magazine. I said, I don't know anything about the lady. If I had a story long ago, years before, about People, but it was a very nice story. So I don't know. It has to be made up because I don't know what you're talking about. It turned out that the same lady that wrote this beautiful story years later said I attacked her. Now, think of this.
Okay.
Oh, and she said the butler knew everything.
So, that's when my antenna goes up. Oh, okay, so Melania isn't there, but the butler is there. You know what? Someone just made me realize maybe we shouldn't use the picture of Kamala while we're telling such a story, right? Let's get the real picture of the rapist. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this guy recount this story.
The old expression, the butler did it, right? Very famous in crime stories. Well, the butler was Tony Senecal, worked for me for a long time. He was retired at that time. That was years later.
Does anyone believe two guys and a woman, all right, are in Mar-a-Lago, all right, and this woman is writing a love story about this guy, all right, Dementia Don and his wife, and she leaves this situation saying this guy did something very disgusting, abusive? Or do you believe Donald Trump's story about her and the butler were just sitting there, having a very pleasant time? Which story do you believe? Because none of this makes any sense unless you know Donald Trump is lying.
He was retired when this hoax came out. And what happened is he totally confirmed my story. And he didn't even work for me anymore. He passed away a couple of years ago, a good man. He said, the woman was crazy. It never happened. I was the one that served her whatever she was drinking. And I was there. And nothing ever happened. But you don't need the butler. All you have to do is read the story. Think of this. A woman comes into Mar-a-Lago, interviews me about a love story. Story about my wife and myself. And during that interview, I attacked her and pushed her up against the wall. Violently. Okay? And then she leaves and she writes a perfect story. A perfect story. She doesn't mention the event. Again, there's nothing on file at all. Zero. There was no complaints. There were no complaints to People magazine. There was no witness. There was nothing. Yeah, well, there was a witness.
He caught himself. There was no witness, but I forgot I just lied about the butler being there. Do your Trump supporters get it? Does anybody out there support Donald Trump still after hearing this? I got more. Listen, this is 40 plus minutes of him confessing his crimes. Does anyone still believe Donald Trump is the solution to the United States? What Trump is saying makes sense. You support him? Okay, Janice, if you don't mind, Janice, all right? And could you come up in the box real quick, Janice? I'm looking for any one of you to help me and maybe the rest of us understand how you could still support this man after hearing him tell a love story. Imagine your partner telling such a love story, hey, dear, I invited this woman over to our house. where it was just me and the butler. Yeah. And you know they don't come up, oh, this is a BS podcast. Well, maybe you could make it a better podcast. All right, maybe you could make it a better podcast, Janice. I'm gonna invite you again, Janice. Does anybody else want to come up and speak on behalf of Janice in terms of why you're still supporting Donald Trump? I mean, I could hit play and let you hear more of what Donald Trump is saying. If that, yeah, if you want, Janice, I can hit play, because at a bare minimum, Janice, you also have to understand, like, it's just too many women coming out of the woodwork and saying this, right? Should I mute her if she doesn't come in? Yes, Cece, you could go ahead and put her in a nice little 5-minute straitjacket, because I want Janice to understand we really need you to want to fight. We need you to want to fight to get out of the cult. And it's not going to work if you continue to put your head in the sand and act like this isn't happening.
He's already said everything. He's already told this story. Because this story, likewise, like Leeds, this story has followed me around. I could go through many other stories outside of this. You know, it's very funny. When you're rich and famous, you get a lot of people come up with a lot of stories. But your writers.
Wait a minute. Lady Sabri, could you please jump in the box? Because I'm a little concerned. When I see women, honestly, my heart goes out a little bit more, because I'm a little more concerned about why women, or how women could ignore this. Good morning, lady. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
All right. So you support Trump?
I do.
Did you hear all this stuff that I'm sharing out? And I'm just concerned that maybe you're not seeing what a lot of us are seeing. And, you know, I want to know what we can do to help you see this.
That's that's so weird, because as Trump supporters, we try to get you guys to help see where we are coming from, because I hear so much from the Democratic Party that she's black, vote for her because she's black, he's racist. And Trump has done quite a bit for the African American community. Lady
Sabri, if you don't mind.
Let me finish.
Well, you're getting off topic, all right? Because I've talked a lot about what Trump has done and not done for black folk. And as far as I'm concerned, the way he treats black people is like it's an abusive relationship. I'll buy you a car, but I'm going to beat you up at the same time. It's like, keep the car, sir. That's how Trump operates. Well, you know, there's stories about how he made his black employees. There's stories about how he made his black employees get in the back whenever he came in with his friends at his businesses. There's stories about, you know it, the Central Park Five. He still hasn't apologized to these people. You know, the stuff he did to Barack Obama. You know, I mean, come on. He doesn't respect people of color. That's why. And I think, yeah, you could probably point out some things that you might say he did.
A person who is a racist, they will not do anything for you. For Jesse Jackson Sr., he supported his entire campaign when he was running for president, and even supported his campaign offices. He received an award from the NAACP along with Rosa Parks.
But that doesn't absolve Trump. Lady. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Which party?
Did you bring me on to actually hear why I want to vote for him, or did you bring me on just to go in on me?
Oh, I'm not going in. Listen, I'm probably one of the nicest people you know on this app, to be quite honest. They call me Triple H because I'm honest, humble, and handsome. All right. So I have to use those 3 H's, honestly, to help you get back on track. All right. We can have a conversation about whether or not Trump is a racist. I'm just going to sit here and say, I believe Trump is an active racist. He still does racist things. And there's really not much I believe you can say to me or a lot of us to help us change our thoughts about that. You know, you could bring up things Biden has done. You could bring up things President Biden has done. All right. But, you know, the thing, especially when he said, is Kamala really black? I mean, it's like, seriously, dude, You know
But
what you're
you have
doing.
to.
And the other
Do
thing
you
is,
remember that she did come out as an Indian, an Asian
well,
American when she became SA
well,
in California?
I come out as a lot of,
She
listen,
never said that she was black until she
no,
received. Yes, no,
she's
she
been
never
going
said she was
to,
black.
she
She
went to
didn't
an
do that until she was
HBCU. She went to an
camming for our vote.
HBCU. Come on. She's been to an HBCU. She knows when you
That
are
doesn't make you
biracial,
black. It's a
when
whole
you are
lot of
listen,
individuals that go to
well,
HBCUs who are
what
not
makes you
black.
black? What makes you black?
Oh my
That's my
goodness.
point.
My point is
What makes you
I
black?
don't want to be race baited into voting for her
Lady,
because you
you
guys
opened
believe
up
she is
this
black.
can.
That's fine.
You opened up this can with Zeus. For the sake of TikTok, tell us all what makes a person black.
First of all, she didn't even grow up in the black community. She didn't grow up directly in the black community. And what black
So,
woman make her greens out of the tub? Ain't nobody clean no greens out of the tub where you done set your dirty tail in and your nasty feet. Black women ain't never done that. I'm 59 years old. I ain't never washed no greens in no
ma'am,
bathtub. I don't know where she got that from.
ma'am,
If that ain't race baiting, she just like
you
Hillary
did, ma'am,
trying to pull out the hot sauce.
well, if we want to tell jokes and stuff like that, we could get to that. We can start cutting up and
Yeah, I
start
just
telling
wanted to
jokes.
laugh about it just to calm it
Okay,
down a little bit.
okay, but you didn't
'Cause we
answer the
really
question.
didn't.
But you didn't answer the
never washed
question.
my greens in the tub.
Right. But some people do things you never done. But you didn't answer the
Oh,
question.
shoot.
You didn't answer the
What was the
question.
question?
See, that's what I'm saying. I said, what makes
Oh,
a
you
person
said what
black?
makes her what
What
makes her
makes any
black?
because I want to be able to walk away from this conversation and point to people and say, now that's black, that's not black. So I need you to
What are
give
you
me a
guys looking at? Are
standard.
you looking at mostly, is there a percentage of black? Are you looking at that, or what are you looking at? Because her family were
Maybe
from
her
a group of
melanin in her
individuals
skin.
called Jamaican.
Maybe her
I
melanin
don't
in her
see
pink.
any melanin. I got plenty of melanin in mine. I don't see
Oh,
any melanin in her skin. That hair is straight as I don't know what.
wait. I asked
And
about the melanin in her skin. I didn't ask you about her hair. But by the way, the hair doesn't look. Hair could be whatever it is.
I'm
My question
asking,
to
is
you is to
there a
give
large or
Tik
a small percentage
give
of
Tik
black or
give
something like
TikTok
that?
give
And I
TikTok,
didn't now. And wait a minute, I
ma'am,
did not
ma'am.
say she
Jesus.
was not black. I said I'm
Oh,
not voting for her because she thinks she's black. I didn't say she wasn't black.
okay.
So I
So
think you
what are
messed
we
it up a
talking
lot.
about? So we know she's black. Got it. The
Okay,
next
that's
thing
nice. That's good.
okay, but
But I
you're
don't
just
want to be
playing
race
around.
baited into voting for her. My concern
No, but you didn't
as a
get. Listen,
voter
now let's
is
get
the
back.
economy.
No.
My concern as a voter is the economy. It's the border situation, and is whether or not she has the ability to
Okay.
not only deal with domestic policy but also foreign policy. I don't think she understands it.
Okay. That's fine. And I believe that if you look into her opportunity economy, you might be a fan of some of the things she's proposing. But the real
Is it on
reason,
her
ma'am,
website?
yeah,
Is it
and
privately on her website?
she just released her policy statement where she's talking about a lot of other things as well, right before the debate. And I believe
Right.
you
Is it
should
on
go
her
check it.
website?
Yes, I answered
Okay,
that.
thank
Can I
you.
get back to this point though? The real question that I wanted to ask you though is you just heard Donald Trump pretty much admitting to doing things he shouldn't have done, right? How could you ignore this and still vote for him? As a woman and a
Do
woman, I'm
we
assuming,
do
are
we
you a woman
just
of color? You're a woman of
Yes,
color,
I
correct?
am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want to assume. All right.
I'm
How
born
could
and
you?
raised in Chicago. I'm
Okay.
59 years old, born and raised in Chicago.
Okay.
Another thing, when it
Great.
comes
So,
to, I have grandchildren.
okay, I
I
got
have
that, but
grandchildren.
Jesus
So I
Christ.
want to vote for them too. And I don't
Okay.
believe in them changing children, giving them the ideas of transgenderism. I don't believe in that. When you put porn-filled books in
Listen,
school,
can we,
then you
ma'am,
mess me up.
can we
I'm
control
pretty
this?
much done. When
Okay.
it came to that transgenderism,
Okay.
talking about sexualizing children, talking about they should love who they want
Lady,
to love. No,
lady, I get it.
and
You're
that's what
very
you're supporting.
no.
You're
You're
supporting that.
okay. Are you done? Because I don't want to have to hit
Yeah.
this mute button.
Okay.
I talk to people who are possessed with the MAGA demon daily, and I don't want to go there with you because, I'm trying to not be so harsh. But you're gonna make me if you can't control the MAGA demon. I really need you to slow.
Transgenderism is a MAGA demon.
You're in.
That's what the Democrats push.
Oh man, I gotta hit the mute button. Jesus Christ! I brought you up here to ask you how you could ignore Donald Trump's devil behavior. He's cheating on women. All right, he's assaulting them. He's been found liable. How can you get in the box and defend this guy? That's what I wanted you to answer, lady. Could you please hit unmute?
Yeah, I just
And let's
unmute.
can we stay on topic?
The charges that were held against him yesterday, those charges were dropped. The ones where she tried to accuse him of SA, look it up. They were dropped yesterday. And now they're talking about
How about this?
suing her for
How about this?
defamation.
We'll play. I'll do this. Yesterday,
So do that.
ladies and
Look that
gentlemen, hold on. Could
that
any
up.
do we believe the charges against Donald Trump were dropped yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday, I believe.
Put a 1 if we believe they were, or a 2 if we believe they weren't. 2 means they were not dropped. All right. So let's see what do we got.
Based on our
Oh, look at
facts, or
that!
are
Look
we
at
going
that!
based on fact?
Okay, ma'am. So you lied on TikTok. Everybody is saying the charges weren't dropped. So either you're going to take that.
Okay, then why
walk
don't you
it.
guys look that up?
Walk. We've already done it. I'm gonna ask you to walk that back because it's Monday morning.
The charges with
are-
Eugene something Carroll.
it
those
wasn't dropped.
charges,
It wasn't
Then where were
dropped.
they? Where were they? Were they dismissed?
No, he still
Okay,
has
then
to
you should
pay
look
for
that
that.
up.
He still
should-
has to
you
pay
should-
for that.
Well,
So what I don't want to do, ma'am, is belabor
okay, well,
the
here's-
issue.
here's
So
the thing.
you were
I love
wrong.
you
You
guys. I love you guys. Thank you for
But you
having
gotta
me
run.
on. No, I don't have to run. I just feel as though
You're
people are
lying.
going to vote for who they want to vote
Oh, there he
for,
is.
and
There he
I'm
is.
not
There he is.
voting
There's
for
there, hold
morality.
on.
If
Hold
I was
on.
voting for morality, I wouldn't vote for Kamala. She slept with a married man, Willie
Okay,
Brown.
this is
So
somebody.
why are
Okay,
you all so concerned about what Trump
okay,
did?
ma'am.
When black women
Ma'am.
sleep around with
Ma'am.
married men, that says a lot about their
Ma'am,
character.
ma'am. Could you just listen to the Law of the Wild? He's an attorney, a lawyer. All right. Law of the Wild. Welcome.
Good morning, Zeus.
All right. Now you've heard what Lady
morning.
said. She said the charges against E. Jean Carroll were dropped. Could you please update her software about that?
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't charges. This wasn't a criminal case. What happened this week, or last week, I guess, was a Court of Appeals hearing for the $5 million verdict. There was 2 E. Jean Carroll cases. One was a SA and defamation claim, and then the other was just a pure defamation claim. So this was the $5 million SA and defamation claim that went before a federal court of appeals last week. It was just a hearing. The Court of Appeals hasn't released any outcome yet. They haven't overturned the verdict. They haven't reduced the verdict or anything. It was literally just a hearing that both sides presented their side.
Lady, you want to take that back now? Because this is a real lawyer.
No, because I want him to say after that hearing, what was the final decisions after that hearing?
The Court of Appeals doesn't issue rulings from the bench. So they took oral arguments yesterday, and they'll have an opinion coming out within the next few weeks or months.
Can you walk that back to all your followers? You don't want to mislead folks, lady.
And what
Sabree.
happened during that hearing as far as some of the allegations that she was making? What were those allegations at the point of the hearing said to be true, or was it that she did not have enough information? She did not have enough details to give to individuals at that hearing in order to solidify her accounts against Trump. Was that not brought out in the hearing?
No, it wasn't brought out at the hearing. The Court of Appeals doesn't address whether or not the jury got the verdict right. What they're looking for is any judicial or procedural errors. So some of the things that like Donald Trump argued is that the Access Hollywood tape was improperly admitted. They said that there was a lack of evidence. They argued political motivation and things like that. So they're saying that the ruling should be overturned based on those grounds. But the Court of Appeals doesn't retry the case. They don't reevaluate the credibility of witnesses or the jury's verdict. They're just looking for procedural or judicial errors.
So, Law, can I ask this question, Law? Can I ask this? Oh, you got more questions?
Judicial errors were brought up during that hearing.
Right. I mean, that's what every appeal
Okay,
is.
that's
You're
all I needed to
identifying
know.
judicial errors.
That's
But yeah,
all I
they're
needed to
not
know.
reevaluating
Errors
the
in
credibility of
judicial-
the witnesses or E.G.
errors
Carroll's
in that
testimony or the
judicial
claims made.
process were brought out during that hearing. And during that hearing, it was literally a list of things that were brought out that she did not have complete and full information to present to the Court of Appeals. And because of that, which is why they're looking over that again. So you can't literally say that, hey, this is something that he is guilty of. So until that happens, you can't do that. If he has to pay whatever fines, then that's perfectly fine by me. But I tell you this, I'm concerned not about
Man, wait a second. Wait a second, man. I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna have to slow this down. Law. So, for the sake of where we're at, it hasn't been dropped, correct?
100% has not been dropped.
Lady, I need you to apologize on TikTok to the community, and especially your family, because you're on TikTok representing your family, your brand, and you've just been caught lying. So let's hit the unmute, and before you go on and start talking about something else that it doesn't seem like you know too well, let's make sure you clear this up, lady. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Zeus, I normally don't engage with the comments, but you have librarian Amber here. That's E.G. Carroll's niece.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's in the
I see
queue
her.
probably.
I'm sorry to harass you in the comments, Law.
No, because I don't rarely read them. But I'm okay. Hello, librarian Amber. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Hi, nice to meet you too. I'm just like super confused. I just came in a couple minutes ago and was listening, and I'm so confused what this woman is trying to say. The hearing that happened was only 30 minutes long. That's about how long the appeals court hears arguments. Each side has about 15 minutes to give their argument.
It was 10 minutes for each side, then 5 minutes for rebuttal. It was very quick.
Yeah. So, and I listened to it because you can listen to it on the New York NewYorkCourts.gov website. It's publicly available to listen to the arguments. And there was no re-adjudicating of the facts of the case whatsoever. E.G. Carroll was not there. Donald Trump was not part of the argument.
She left.
It's just simply the lawyers presenting their arguments for why they think that this was there was some kind of procedural error or legal error in the way the case operated, as Law has explained. There is no re-adjudicating of the facts of the case or the evidence in the case or anything like that. So I don't know what she's talking about, but you can listen to it for yourself. It's on YouTube.
I mean, you know what it is, as far as I'm concerned, is I just believe they believed everything Donald Trump was saying in this press conference. The question that maybe one of you can help answer is, why do you think Trump went out and gave this press conference, in light of this situation with it being appealed? Why did he do that? If you have an opinion, I should say,
I mean, I can only give you my opinion. I can't read his mind, but this isn't the first time that he's done this. It's not the first time that he's gone out and publicly spoken about this after having already been found liable. Like he was found liable for essay and defamation in 2023. And the reason that he went through a second trial for defamation is because he continued to talk about it and continued to lie about it and defame E. Jean Carroll. So did it surprise me in the slightest that he's gone in and done it again? No. And the wild thing about it is that he had two of his lawyers standing behind him, listening to him do it. And they don't even try to stop. They know he's uncontrollable. Why does he do it? Because he has an ego the size of Texas, and he can't control his mouth. He can't stand the fact that any negative attention is being put on him whatsoever, and he has to counter that with anything that he can think to say, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not. We all know what he was saying yesterday. He said so many untrue things in that press conference yesterday, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah,
and he threw his lawyers under the bus too, which is hilarious. He said he's disappointed in his legal talent with his lawyers standing right behind him.
Right.
So what is?
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. I apologize.
No. You both are doing a good job. You know,
like when I hear somebody like saying things that are so unbelievably like out of left field. Like, did she even listen to the oral arguments? Like, clearly not, because nothing about the case was readjudicated. That's not what appeals. I've been through an appeals process for a civil verdict myself, so I know exactly how it works. Nothing about the facts of the case are readjudicated. I don't know if people understand that when you go to the Court of Appeals for a civil case, you're not going to retry your case. If we were going to have a retrying of the case, what would have happened there is they would have had to throw out the original verdict and refile the case again. Then you would have a retrial. But the Court of Appeals is not to retry the facts of the case. It's for like saying, oh, well, my lawyers were, I don't know, law. Like if somebody could successfully argue that their lawyers were inadequate because of XYZ errors or whatever.
Yeah, usually it has to.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that. Usually, it has to do with whether, like, you make objections all throughout the trial, and the judge makes ruling on those objections. You make motions throughout the trial, and the judge makes ruling on those motions. If you would then on appeals, you get to say the judge got that objection wrong, or the judge got that motion wrong. There was efforts to exclude the Access Hollywood tapes, and so that was one of the arguments that they mentioned there, that those should never have been let in because it was more prejudicial than probative. All of that stuff. So when you're making those objections, you're preserving those issues to bring up on appeal, but appeals courts do not say the witness wasn't credible, the witness or the jury didn't. The jury got the verdict wrong because they believed the witness. Thank you. None of that happens at a court of appeals. It is literally just looking at what happened through the trial and what mistakes were made.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this was for the first verdict. This particular appeal, correct, Paul, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it's weird. It was the second case, but the first one that was tried. So it was for the $2 million for essay and $3 million for defamation.
Yeah, I mean, that's what.
Do you guys do we believe these cases are politically motivated? There's people in the chat saying this was a witch hunt, and they never really should have went after Donald Trump. What do you say to that?
In these particular cases, I mean, in order to make that argument, you'd have to prove that E. Jean Carroll herself was politically motivated in coming forward with her story.
Well, why are these cases all of a sudden happening now? Is it in the middle of an election? Don't you see the connection?
So two things with that though. One is, had Donald Trump not defamed E. Jean Carroll, we wouldn't even be here.
Exactly.
She wrote her book, and then Donald Trump went on a tirade night after night, 20, 30 tweets at a time, attacking her, calling her a liar, saying the most horrendous things, slyly encouraging his followers to interfere with her career. All of those things are things that happened because of Donald Trump's actions. It's not like she is looking for a payday. And the other side of this is, even if it was politically motivated, it doesn't matter. Because once you get into court, the only thing that matters is, did you do the thing that you're being accused of? So regardless of what motivations brought the case there, the judge doesn't care about that. He just looks and says, do the facts support the allegations being made?
Right, exactly. And exactly what Law said, because he's speaking from the legal perspective. I speak more from like knowing this victim perspective. Even though I do understand in general the legal process, but she exactly what Law said. This wouldn't be none of these lawsuits would have happened at all if he had not started defaming her to begin with. And the original lawsuit that she filed was just for defamation. The SA did not get added to that case until the law in New York State to allow adult survivors to sue for SA passed in New York State. So that was after she had already filed the defamation lawsuit, and she was urged by her legal team and a judge to add that to her suit because that was what it was about. So none of this was even something that she had ever even originally intended. If he'd kept his mouth shut or said something like, although these allegations are not true, I believe, victims deserve to tell their stories or
to be heard, like President Biden, right?
Or even just to say these are not true, but this should be investigated or something, rather than saying that. Instead of going on a years-long defamation, tour on her.
So can we ask Lady Sabri? Welcome back, Lady Sabri. So
thank you, sir.
These are people very close. They know a lot about the case. Very close in librarian Amber's case.
Yeah.
Are you understanding a little more about what's really happening now?
I truly am. I am understanding it a little more. And okay, so let me apologize first and foremost, because I know your people want to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We want the truth.
People, that it's not something that was clearly dropped. So I had to go back and listen to Trump's lawyers, and that's what I was doing because in that video when he had given a statement, he made the statement that is, for the most part, a he say, she say type of thing. And if you're coming out at this time during an election, for me, that looks like, and this is just what it looks like. It looks like someone, whether he spoke about it, just like she said, he was talking about it. If he didn't talk about it, why should he be silent? If he felt like something was being brought against him that was not true, that happened 30 years ago or however long ago, why would he be silent about it? So if he felt like what she's saying was not true, and none of the things that she said she was able to corroborate. She didn't have any type of, well, that's what the lawyer said.
Yeah, that's what
I just got through listening to it.
Do you actually believe Trump's lawyers and the things that they are saying? They are working for Donald Trump, and he's a liar.
There have been lies on the Democratic side, and there have been lies on the Republican side. And what I feel for her, I feel for what it was that she went through. I do. But I do know that a lot of the instances when they were...
This particular case has nothing to do, at least from E. Jean Carroll's perspective, to do with Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with something...
But it has turned into something that is political because it's being used against him as a political candidate. It's being used against him as a political candidate.
Can I finish? That is not the victim's fault.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, you can finish. Go ahead.
That is not the victim's fault that this was turned political.
Right.
Despite her coming forward in a totally non-political way to talk about the things that happened to her, the fact that it was turned political is Donald Trump's fault. Because, yes, he has every right to speak up in his own defense. That's why I said before you came in here, he had every right to say, hey, this didn't happen. This isn't true. Let it be adjudicated. Let it be heard. This isn't true, though. He could have said all of that every day till the end of time. That is not defamation. That is not...
He did say that.
No. Wait a second.
No. He said way more than that. He defamed her character. That was the problem. Okay?
What does it mean when you say he defamed her? Because I think Lady believes Donald Trump was just defending himself.
Right. So saying she's not my type. I wouldn't have done that to her. She wouldn't have been the chosen one. Have you seen this dog?
Her? How is that defaming her?
Excuse me? Calling someone a dog is not defamation?
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Haiti, I'm trying to help you understand, because I don't think Donald Trump and his lawyers are lying when they get on and talk. So that's what this is about.
Saying
Okay,
that
so
he's
I
never met her,
apologize to the group.
that she's
I apologize to the
crazy.
group, and I want to move on from this because I've made my choice as a candidate. I want to move on from this, and I want to go to what I feel are my concerns as a voter. So if you guys want to go on the morality thing, we have many presidents in the U.S. who have shown that their morality is not all that great. From
How
John
many
F. Kennedy
presidents in the
to
past
Clinton
have?
to a few
Yeah.
others.
How many
But what I'm
presidents
saying
in our
is
history?
I'm concerned
Ma'am,
about the
ma'am,
economy.
ma'am,
That's
you
my
came
thing.
up here in the middle of a conversation. After you left, we continued the conversation about E.G. and Carroll. That's why I'm
No,
here.
I still
So,
heard most of it. I
so
still
if you
heard
want to
it.
come in and
I just was
change the
on another
subject,
page
can I
while I
finish a
listened to the
sentence without
lawyer.
you talking over me?
Ma'am, I'm
If you
trying to
want,
help you.
You're trying to tell me what I did. I didn't do that.
We're
I could hear
trying.
you guys.
Okay, can we just let Amber finish getting the truth? Because this is the most. I don't care who you vote for, but I do care that you know what's going on, so you're not out here, embarrassing yourself.
It's not embarrassing to me to
I know,
apologize for something if
I
I got
know,
something wrong.
but
But
can we just finalize?
that's
Let's
it.
finish the conversation up. All right, we're here. Let's finish it up. All
yeah,
right.
if you want to, I was just going to say, if you want to change the subject, I will drop and we will stop discussing this topic.
No, no,
But
no. I
that's
want to
not,
finish this. I want to finish this up so that, because there's people that believe what Lady is saying about the E. Jean Carroll case, and
yeah.
so all the things that Lady is asking, I want them out and I want them addressed. All right, so we don't have to have this lesson again on TikTok. Hopefully, Lady is really listening to this and understanding it is Donald Trump who made this the political thing, like you said, Amber. Right?
Yes. And we were in the middle of discussing what exactly is defamation
And that's the
when
part.
it got off on another track. So if I could, if Law is still there, I will let him answer that from a legal perspective. What crossed the line from this into defamation in this case?
Law, are you there, buddy?
Yep, I'm here. So yeah, some of the things that I remember being brought up, and I'd have to go look at the record to see some of the exact things. When he, so she wrote the statements in her book. He called it a complete con job. He says that she's doing a politically motivated hoax. He was saying that he's never met her when that turned out to be false. So all of those are false statements purported as fact, and that's what gets to be defamation. The additional things, well, probably not defamatory, still helps paint the picture that he's trying to say that she's being dishonest. She's not my type, and yeah,
Crazy.
calling her insane, crazy, absolutely. Those were also in there.
That's not defending himself, because see, I think a lot of the supporters believe, how is defending yourself defamation? So doesn't Donald Trump have the right to deny these allegations?
Yeah, so you can deny the allegations, but you can't impugn somebody's motives, and say that you can't present information as factual. That is your speculation. So when he says that she's insane and she's making this up, that's impugning that their capabilities and their motives versus just saying I never did that. He could never be charged with defamation for saying this is not, this isn't true. I didn't do that. But once you're saying things like it's a complete con job, you're saying that she's engaging in a criminal action or a false action. You can defend yourself. You just can't impugn somebody else's motives by insulting them or presenting something as factual that isn't actual
Right.
fact.
Or like saying she's paid by the DNC, she's an agent of the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
she was
all
paid
stuff like
to
that.
do this,
I can
etc.
understand why he would feel that way. And you guys are going on and on about it. I can
Right. And he's
understand
not allowed to say
why
it.
he would feel that way, especially when you're being accused of something in his mind that he feel as though he didn't do that to her. As far as whatever was brought out in this particular suit against him, he says he did not do it, and that's up to the courts to decide. What I'm
Yeah.
trying to
And they
say
did.
that even though you guys are discussing this, and using this as something that I need to know in order to arm myself about the candidates that I want to choose, I don't see how that's going to make any difference in what's happening with the economy. When Trump was in office, I'm serious. I
Okay, so
am
we're off
absolutely
topic now. We're
serious.
done with
When
it. I
Trump
just
was
want to make
in
sure, because
office,
I
the
don't need to be
economy
here for
was
the
much
economy
better.
discussion.
We have
Okay.
upwards to 15 to 18
All right.
million illegal
I think
immigrants
I
here.
think we're moving in a different direction, Amber in law.
All
All
right,
right.
thank you so much.
All
I
right.
just don't want
Thanks,
to,
Zeus.
You're
But
welcome.
thank
All
you
right.
guys. I really appreciate you letting me know that.
Okay. All right. Now listen,
Thank you.
lady. Zeus has to move it on. All right, because I got other people that I need to bring up. But I do hope
Yes, but
that
thank
you
you
are.
for having me on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Lady Sabri. Lady Sabri, you know what I do on this show is if you, by the end of the conversation, are still possessed with the MAGA demon, unfortunately, I got to turn up the temperature on the lake of fire and cast you into the lake of hell. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, join me. Lady Sabri, I really do hope you figure it out and don't let money be the only factor in terms of you doing the right thing that you know the good Lord told you to do. I believe you're a nice person, but when you're possessed with the MAGA demon, you're not so nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Lady Sabri a round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Gotta do better.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Now, Law of the Wild and Amber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. It's a Monday morning. Who knows? I didn't know we would have to do that, but I appreciate you doing that. All right. Let me bring up my next panelist. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing? How are you doing? Long time no see. I hope you're doing okay.
I'm having some problems with my heart, so I decided to take a break from TikTok. Because
Okay.
I don't want to, get myself so upset with MAGA.
Okay.
Some damage that doesn't have to be done.
All right. Well, don't put.
Low and this is my first day just coming to check in and see
All right.
what I'm doing, and then I had to listen to Lady Sabri.
Okay.
I
She
think
from
Lady-
Chicago. She from Chicago. All right.
Baby,
And-
Lady Sabri was wearing weave and doing the weave. Lady Sabri was all over the place, Zeus. She was doing the weave like Donald Trump.
Oh.
Because at the end of the day, you asked her a specific question.
Talk
What
to
does
her.
being black mean?
Oh, yeah, I
How
did.
does one be black?
I
She
did.
never answered the question. She went to talk about cleaning greens in the tub and everything. That was not the answer. And at the end of the day, she still did not answer. I want to say this, Zeus. Women who keep trying to give Trump excuses for what he did to these women, they don't care. They know he did it.
Yep.
But they don't care, Zeus, because until it happens to you, you don't care. So it doesn't matter how many times we talk about how disgusting it was and how wrong he was for it. It hasn't happened to them, so they don't care.
Ain't that something?
Isn't that sad, Zeus?
It is, because they try to use it in order to justify, let's just say, saying Joe Biden is a bad person, right? But then Joe Biden is not in, and you told them Donald Trump did it, and they don't care.
And then, Zeus, for her to say, well, Trump lawyer said this. Okay, whoop-de-doo. A lawyer is supposed to talk up for their client. They're gonna lie. They're gonna do some misconception. That would be like my boy coming out saying, well, yeah, the glove don't fit, and then coming out in the press conference saying, yeah, it really do fit, but we gonna say it don't. None of what she said makes sense to me.
None.
But these are people that actually vote for this man who admitted he lost. Did he not admit it?
By a whisker.
He lost. The whole time y'all been around here talking about a stolen election, and this man finally admitted he lost. See, because a lie can only go so far until it has to turn into the truth.
Yep.
He lost. So y'all been acting a fool all this time. Believing this man, you still on this man coattail, and he keep coming out, exposing himself every time he open his mouth. And I love it.
Yep. Tell him,
That's what I
Takesha.
wanted to say, Zeus.
All right. Well, listen, I'm glad you came in the box and checked in with all of us. We've missed you, all right?
I miss y'all too, but my health come first,
And
Zeus. I can't keep arguing with
thank you,
MAGA, running my pressure up.
don't let them get you, all right?
All
Don't.
right, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. No lies detected, and I agree with Takesha. Any women out there that continue to support this guy? Look at him. Look at him. Just old and decrepit and live the life of evil. Any of you that continue to support him, there's something seriously, and I do mean seriously, wrong with you. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we got next? Good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
Oh, good morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes. What do you think about what we've just, I guess, went through and talked about?
Listen, MAGA doesn't
I
deserve
see.
pretty people. That's all I want to say first and foremost. Lady is far too pretty and sounds far too intelligent to be led astray by the orange Cheeto. And honestly, it kind of sounds like she was listening to people that are involved with Tanae Media.
Oh.
But who knows at this point? Because these people have been fed these lies so much and so often that they're starting to believe it. They need to, and y'all can get mad at me in the comments, y'all can say I'm lying, whatever, but MAGA needs to be deprogrammed. There needs to be some type of meeting where they can all go and talk about how Trump duped them, just like NA, but it'll be TA, Trump Anonymous.
Yeah.
I don't understand the desirability behind that man. I don't understand what is so appealing about Trump. Because when you guys talk about the border, I always think about whenever it got shut down for COVID. You guys don't bring up any actual substance. You say he shut down the border and had all of these bans on traveling and stuff.
Right.
But literally 3 or 4 different times during his administration, he said that there was a border crisis.
I remember the caravans. The caravans, remember? Oh yeah, it was all over the news. Yeah, I remember this.
If there was a problem when he was president, why didn't he get any legislation passed? That's all I want to know. And it's really interesting too when you guys talk about the economy, blah blah blah.
Oh my gosh, she wanted to bring that up.
With him mishandling the pandemic, we lost 3 million jobs. And you guys are like, well, you guys act like the pandemic just like null and voids his performance for the last year. I remember getting shut down at my job in March. Who was president in March?
Donald Trump.
Exactly.
This guy.
We shut down under Trump, not under Biden. Remember that. We lost jobs because of Trump. Remember that. He threw out a playbook. Remember that. And, another thing about the border before I forget. Y'all are so mad about Laken Riley. What about Molly Tibbetts?
Oh.
What about Molly Tibbetts? You know
Who's
who
Molly?
Molly Tibbetts is,
No.
MAGA? Don't you know who Molly Tibbetts is? I want you to answer me in the chat. I'm pretty sure only people on the left know who Molly Tibbetts is.
Who is Molly Tibbetts? Just please
Molly
explain.
Tibbetts was a young lady who was unalived during Trump's administration by an immigrant.
Oh, no.
Yep. But they have this fake outrage. And you know what's funny is I'm seeing a lot of MAGA misspell her name. Y'all got so mad at Joe Biden apparently mispronouncing her name, even though he said it fine. But you guys actually spell her name wrong. Often. So stop it with the fake outrage. If you're going to say Laken Riley's name, spell it right. Spell it right. I just seen it wrong again. Chase. Chase. You spelled it wrong.
Wow.
It's not Laikyn. You're really just fake outrage. There it is. Prime example in the comments. And, you know, you guys really begged for the JE stuff to be released. The Jeffrey E stuff. Now it's all fake. Now it's all a conspiracy theory and it's all fake. I can't get behind you guys. You guys ask for this stuff, and when it gets released, you deny it. You deny facts. Like Swerve said, you're lactose intolerant. And, you know, I just wanted to come up here and say the narrative changes for Kamala Harris so much. Was she tough on crime or was she weak on crime? Because it changes so much, I don't know. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it seems like MAGA's abolitionists when they never cared before. Cool. But with that, I'm going to drop down. Y'all ain't abolitionists. Y'all don't care. Y'all would lock them all up, too. Y'all wouldn't care. All right.
All right.
Wonderful morning.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. No lies detected. No lies detected. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to get some friendlies up too. Okay, all right. Who do we got next? Hold on. Let's see. All right, attacking. My good friend attacking. Oh yeah, we got a full house. I thought it was going to be a light day on a Monday, but the demons are out. Hi, attacking. How's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, you know I'm an old white guy, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So, talking about Kamala Harris's hair. Now, to me, an old white guy, that looks like a fro.
That looks like a fro to me.
So, now again, I'm an old white guy, so I don't know how women did their hair back then. And, like I said, so anyway.
That definitely screams black. For those of you who are just wondering what that's about, that screams black.
What about that?
Oh, that's it right there. That says black to me. Black to me. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You know how they say it, right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Kamala Harris black.
So I always have to make that nuance there that I'm an old white guy. And to me, if I was to look at her back then, I would say that's a fro, and she's a black woman.
Yeah, but when she gets the hair straight, she's not black anymore. She's Indian. That's what they.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah. Also, by the way, just so you know, Donald Trump, he not only said that he lost the election once. That's the first time. Of course, we know he said it a second time. So he keeps saying it. How many times does he have to say it? Oh, I know. It doesn't matter how many times he says it, due to the fact he keeps saying that he assaults women out of his mouth multiple times, under oath, in a deposition.
I remember.
In an interview, on the bus, and he says it out loud. And then what I love the best is this. She wouldn't be the first. She wouldn't be my first choice. That means to me, he's looking at choices.
Wow.
Let me see. Would I want her? Would I want to do her? Would I want to? He's looking at an opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
Now he's putting out, you guys don't want a dictator. You don't think Donald Trump's going to be a dictator. Now he's put on Truth Social, I'm going to prosecute everybody who cheats in the election, from Republicans to workers, to donors, to people who donate. Now he's already, again, like in 16, 19, and now, he's already laying out the platform that if he loses, he's going to cause violence. He's already telling you that it's going to be stolen. He did it 3 times. This is the 3rd time. He keeps doing it. He keeps saying it. And you guys, oh, he's not going to be a dictator. No, it sounds like a police state. He wants to round up people on the streets and he wants to prosecute any politician, any judge, any DA, anybody who works in the electoral system, and donors. Now he's putting out on paper, in writing, if I am president and I think there's the election being stolen in one way, shape, or form, or any type of illegal activity, I'm going to prosecute him. And by the way,
Rick.
With the way the Supreme Court has given him some type of presidential immunity, yeah, he's going to take full advantage of that.
Wow. Yeah.
So
this is the guy they're putting up and saying should be president all over again, as though none of that.
Exactly. So I'm going to drop. Everybody
All right.
be good. Everybody be safe. We got to stay steadfast. We've got like 63 days. By the way, I know where Reno's at, and I know where Davis Fire is at in California. Why is Tim Walz not wanting to go to Reno? It's like 250 miles away.
And what? Tim Walz, he doesn't want to go to Reno?
Yeah, from what I heard, he's postponing a rally in Reno.
Oh, really?
Because of the fire in Davis.
Oh, really? I mean, the smoke could be blowing over there. I don't know. I mean,
possibly.
It could be a strain on resources. Wakanda, thank you, Wakanda. Listen, thank you, Wakanda. He's slagging you up, attacking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Attacking. No lies detected. All righty then. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a show of force. Moo the Tuxedo Cat. I see you, Nutty. I know you. I know you're doing good, Nutty, especially after yesterday in your game. Good morning, Moo. How are you doing?
What's up, man? What's going on? I'm
it's a lot.
I wanted to talk to your guest about the how Donald Trump helped black people more than any other president in history, man. Because
she's here. She's here. Just minister to her.
So let me give you an idea of what's going on here, lady. The policy doesn't have to have the word black in it to help black people, right? The ACA, let's take the ACA for example, right? It's estimated that 4 million black people have signed up for the ACA, eliminating coverage-less people in the black community by 40%. Can you name me another bill that Republicans have done that have helped 4 million black people all at once?
Ooh.
Let's talk about Social Security.
Uncle B,
thank you. Community
for the galaxy.
How many of the black community have been able to retire because of Social Security? How many elderly black people have been able to get medical care because of Medicare? So, lady, this whole talking point you have that Donald Trump has done more for black people than any other president in history is bullshit. It's because you don't know
keep
policy,
it clean.
right?
Gotta keep it clean. Keep it clean. Let's go.
BS. Sorry.
Yes.
BS.
Thank you.
You don't know policy,
Zena.
right?
She doesn't.
So, do you think that this little HBC money that literally every president has given money to, has helped on the scale that the Democrats have with these policies that I've just told you about?
It's sad to me, Moo, when that's their thing. They try to get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on, and then they have to come back and go, oh, maybe I didn't have the facts all the way when I made that ridiculous statement. You know, even when it comes to like student loan debt forgiveness, that helps a lot of black people, doesn't it?
Of course, sir. And it doesn't have to be targeted directly towards that community to help them, right? For instance, Kamala's housing policy. How many of the black community first-time homebuyers do you think that $25,000 tax credit's going to help?
Oh, a lot. Lots. It's going to help a lot of black folks in that situation. She knows it.
Yeah.
She said that she's voting because she's looking out for her grandchildren. Did you hear her say that? And I said to myself, how are we looking out for our grandkids when you know what Donald Trump is trying to do to this country?
The price gouging bill that Republicans would not vote on twice at this point. Do you not think that the black community is paying exorbitant prices just like every other community in this country? So how is that price gouging bill not going to help the black community as well, ma'am? Can you tell me? This lady has no idea what she's talking about, sir.
Well, that's what this is about. We give them the education, we make it engaging, and we put a little entertainment in it. But you're right. Thank you, Moo. Tell her.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. So I just wanted to say those things because this lady's very confused and she's promoting a false narrative. But we all know she's just a parrot getting her talking points from a fascist. And that's really all I wanted to say.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Moo the Tuxedo Cat, all right? Great guy. Make sure you give him a follow. No lies detected. But one of the things that the lady did say that I'm going to have to think about, when we asked her, where did you get it from? I got it from Donald Trump and his lawyers. And I said this to the Trump supporters. The reason you're struggling with what's going on is because you keep listening to this guy and his lawyers. If you want to get out of the cult, stop listening to them. Try it for a week. Just say, you know what? I'm not going to listen to Donald Trump or his lawyers for a week. I promise you. You're going to go, oh my goodness. I've been misled a lot. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Oh my goodness.
What an interesting morning, right? I thought we were just going to have a quick walk in the park and get up out of here.
It's been a very interesting morning, to say the least. Oh
yeah.
My gosh. So Greece, I don't know what her name is, but anyway, she's one confused woman. And, you know, when Kamala Harris talked about washing her greens in the bathtub, I'm pretty sure she cleaned that bathtub very, very well. Very, very well. And the reason she said she did that is because she makes so many of them. She needs a very large basin in order to clean the greens because she makes the greens so good. She has many people that ask her for them. So she has to make several batches.
That's it. That's all. This is about helping. Oh my God.
Yes, that's what she said. See, if you would listen to the actual person speaking about where that comment came from, again, go to the original source. You would very much understand that I guarantee you there's a lot of people that make greens and clean them in their very clean bathtub because they need a very large basin.
Amen.
Do such. Because at least she cleans her greens, right? That's the whole point.
And it shows she knows how to make them. So come on now. Let's come on. Quit.
I've seen it as well. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was trying to get her to confirm how we got there was, you know, how do we confirm who's black or not? Did we get an answer out of that? Because that's what I was really looking for. When people say Kamala Harris isn't black, I'm just like, what are you looking at?
Well, didn't she grow up in the Bay Area, and she grew up in the
Oakland,
quote unquote, black area of the Bay Area? Is that correct?
Yeah.
College, since that's your neck of the woods as well.
Yeah, but she's out here in Oakland.
Yes,
all right.
The Bay Area is. So anyway, and she quoted her mother knowing that she had 2 black daughters and she wanted them to grow up in the black area because she knew that they would walk as black women in this world, quote unquote, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, when we talk about that, I mean, it's sad that you have a black woman that doesn't understand this, refuses to look at it because of transgenderism. That's your reason you're voting for Trump, the essayer, the liar, the insurrectionist, the traitor, the narcissist. This man that tried to overturn an election, this man that you saw his frantic cease and desist letter, you know, he's freaking out because Florida and Texas are within a 3-point margin, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting the polling and he's flipping out. He's flipping out.
And is he not literally? Is he literally not setting the stage to once again dupe his supporters into believing the election was stolen?
Oh, 100% he's setting that.
0.5 April, wow. 1 point, wow.
Wow. I'm telling you, it's getting more and more and more. And I tell you that she's going to be able to show people who she really is tomorrow night.
Okay, but what about the fact that Kamala Harris, all right, I saw Ted Cruz saying it this morning on Fox. She is a radical left, all right? And here she is moving towards the center. How is that possible? Clearly she's lying, right?
No, yeah, I guess she's really lying. Yeah. Listen, she's not as progressive as Bernie Sanders. And I don't think she's as moderate as Joe Biden. But what I do know about Kamala Harris and many people is that they know what needs to be done. And they'll work on getting legislation done.
Lady Rima.
And so it's not this whole thing that she's driving this country into communism is so ridiculous. You guys really need to get very educated and I've talked about this so many times. The Red Scare really did a number on a set of Americans throughout the Cold War. And yes, communism can lead to authoritarianism. We all know that. But you have to look at an understanding why and how the policies could drive that and stop repeating ridiculousness. But yeah, I love the new ad she put out on Trump. It is right to the point. Basically, all of his ex-cabinet members, generals coming out, what they said about him. I highly advise Gray, however you say your name, to listen to these things about what his people who he hired that work for him have said about him. And also go look at her policies. Finally, MAGA, her policies are out. They're out. It takes a while to come up with what you need to do. She's only been on the campaign trail for 6 weeks.
Yep.
So she's got her policies out right before the debate. I think we have 58 days left, guys. I mean, this is going to be important. But I just want to know, when he says that that in his Project 2025 plan to round up migrants will be a bloody operation. I want to know, I don't understand how you think that's okay. These are human beings. And listen, we had Obama called deporter in chief. We understand many need to be deported that may have come across not, claiming asylum when they really don't fit the asylum claim, right? So then, yes, we do need to follow, they do need to follow our laws, and we do need to do these things.
Yeah.
But to sit here and say that you're going to do mass deportations and it's going to be bloody.
Sick.
I don't understand how that's okay. Would you be okay if, they're running around and saying, we're going to round up all the loose animals, right? And it's going to be bloody. We're going to go catch all the homeless dogs, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go get all of them. We're going to round it up and we're going to be bloody. If you heard anybody say that about dogs, I'm pretty sure you would lose your mind. No, not the dog, not the animals, the poor animals.
They would, and they know it, Shay. They really would. Lady Rima, thank you so
But
much.
it's okay to speak of human beings like this. There was a
Sick.
thing called the Schmolocast. So if you're putting your head down and thinking that a leader should describe rounding up human beings and that it's going to be bloody, and you think that that's okay, then Schmittler would have loved you. And I said what I said.
Tell him, Shay.
Everybody
we got to
have
wake
an
him up.
Awesome day. I love you. And
Love you too.
We're going to do this, guys. I'm excited. Let's go.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Shay.
Love
No
you.
lies detected. Look at all that. Silence is truly violence, all right? Especially when you're talking about MAGA and the MAGA demons, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, who do we have next? All righty then. All right. My good friend April, how are you doing? All right, I see you out there. We're going to get to as many as we can. How are you doing, April?
I'm doing great. I'm just getting really tired of all these uninformed Trump supporters coming up here and saying the economy. Think of these words and listen. There's a cause and effect for everything we're going through right now.
Okay.
Donald Trump implemented the deregulation of mortgage finance, which made it possible for all these investment groups to come in and swap up all the housing.
Oh.
That raised the prices. So deregulation king struck again on the financial market. And then that wasn't enough. He had to give the corporations a big tax cut. That means they had more profit to reinvest and to buy up more housing. I'm so tired of this economy. They never look at, well, what actually caused housing to go up? What actually triggered all this? Now, inflation is inflation. It was worldwide. Everyone knows that. Anyone with any sense knows that inflation was a worldwide problem. But when this woman comes up here and speaks on economy, and she has no idea what made things happen that are in place right now,
Right.
where your house tripled in cost, while the landlords tripled your price of your rent. She has no idea. And that's the problem. Uninformed. I always look for a cause and effect on what's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy, Zeus.
You're right, though. They really do need to do their research and understand how we got here. Because when you talk to them, don't they always say they were better off 4 years ago than they are today?
Absolutely. Well, he put these plans in place, 2018, 2019, where he done the tax cut in 2017, implemented in 18. But it's a cause and effect of everything he did, the deregulation and all. And they forget about all the horrible stuff that he's done. Oh, but the economy was better. I got to worry about myself, but the economy. But they don't understand the cause and effect. They'll forgive a rapist. They'll look over what he did to the Capitol, where he's lied continuously the whole time and led his followers to the Capitol to do what they done. They forgive all that. A threat on our democracy. They forget how he says he's going to let them. He's going to give them. What is it? Where he's going to let the Capitol riders out.
The pardon. He's going to pardon them.
Yeah, he's going to pardon them. It's ridiculous. They're going to forget all this because they pay 50 cents more for milk. Are you kidding me? We can't live like this, people. And the only way to straighten it out, we have someone that's actually caring about the American people, addressing child care, what we can do with child care.
Amen.
What we can do for people to get housing, what we can do to help people survive, like the income tax credit getting it back.
Yeah.
There's all these things that someone's promoting to give Americans, but they want to put someone that's taking and stripping every damn thing away from the common man. 70% of Americans make $60,000 below.
What?
70% of Americans.
Wow.
And they are going to simp for the billionaires. And the billionaires, his first cabinet.
I'm getting angry when you say
tell
that,
you
April.
something.
I'm getting angry at MAGA because what you're basically saying is they're putting in they want somebody that, like Trump, to come in and make their lives more miserable.
Yeah, they have no idea. They don't even look at this. His first cabinet, Zeus, was worth $75 billion. His cabinet.
What?
Were those people that were wanting to do good for the small American, the under
No.
60,000? No, it's ridiculous. But you got a candidate that's coming up and actually wanting to progress this country forward, take care of the American people, point blank. All this thing, they make you look away from the billionaires, stripping it all away from us by focusing, oh, the border is our main problem, or LGBTQI plus is the main problem. They
Here we go again.
That's the three things they've got: 2A, the border, and social issues.
Wow.
That's the only platform they've got. If they
Wow.
don't have that, they don't have anything, because they don't better American people's lives.
They sure
Zero.
don't. They don't,
And
April.
I'm done with my rap. That it always gets me when people come up and talking about the economy is the reason. They forgave everything Trump's done. They don't give a crap, and it gets very, very old.
It really is. Old like this guy, right?
Old and decrepit and orange and hair falling out. Lord have mercy.
But this is their mascot. This is who they want to get behind. All right.
Now, instead of moving us forward, they want to keep taking us back. But we ain't going back, are we, people?
Nope.
We ain't going back. We're for the progression and the betterment of America. No more of this bull crap.
Thank you. I agree. Well, listen, April.
Have a great day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful April. No lies detected. We are not going backwards. All right, MAGA, you're free to
You'll
go
have
do.
to drop me.
Okay, MAGA can go wherever the heck they want to go, but we are not going backwards at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who do we got. Let's see. Uncle B, how are you doing? Uncle B, how are you doing, my good friend? Good morning. Uncle B, are you there? Going once. Going twice. Sold. All righty then. All right. Good morning, Brother Lex. How are you doing? You see, all these people are out here coming up in the box, and they're telling the truth. All right, I want MAGA to listen to this. Good morning, Lex. How are you doing?
Okay, can you hear me loud and clearly?
Yes, I definitely can.
Okay, normally I play music and stuff. I'm going to operate on at the capacity of Dr. Lex Lucchese right now. Okay, that lady was on here talking about historic black colleges, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I am the founder of the School of Frequency and Harmony at Livingstone University in North Carolina. It was founded in 1879.
Oh.
Okay, it's a historic black college. Okay, so when Donald Trump got into office, he zeroed out the historic black college federal funding. So they were getting no money. So Congresswoman Alma Adams went into a rage and went and made them start giving federal funding, which he threw some change at the floor, literally $250 million, between $250 and $289 million a year in a 10-year period, which was equated to $89 per student per year at 106 historic black colleges, which is $89 per year, right? It's like Red Lobster and maybe a T-shirt for the entire year. Okay, so the Biden administration comes along and they have given $16 billion. So we've literally given out almost 100 presidential scholarships to kids that couldn't afford to go to college.
Wow. So that sounds like, go for it, sorry. No.
So we're improving our infrastructure, adding on new buildings and structures, more learning equipment, and books and text for the kids, computers, the security systems and everything are getting improved. And what makes me so angry is people that haven't even graduated high school are coming on here telling you what's going on with historic black colleges.
Ain't that something?
And so whenever people come on here and they start talking about historic black colleges, it enrages me because it's a lie. Trump zeroed out the budget. They had to go to fight to even get any money at all.
Wow.
So whoever said that, you probably got a GED, if that, and you don't know what's going on with any college, let alone a historic black college.
Wow.
So
why do you think they believe Trump gave so much money to these HBCUs? Why do they believe that, Dr. Lex?
It's a talking point that they have, which is totally inaccurate. The money that he gave is what do you think? What is that? 10 years, $250 million. What is that? $2.5 billion.
25 million. If it's 10 years,
250 million over 10 years.
Yeah, 25.
Is it 25 billion?
No, million.
Oh, 25 million.
Yes.
That is pathetic.
Yeah.
So I had my math wrong. I was thinking he gave more. You're right. That's pathetic. $16 billion is a long way from that.
Yep.
And
they know it.
And the sad part is this is the talking point for MAGA. Oh, we gave money to the historic black colleges. No, you didn't. You're trying to defund everything. And it makes me tired. But something, Zeus, that's what I came to talk. I've got a lot talk about. I've got a lot going on.
That's fine. That's fine. Get it off your chest, though, bro. Because see, what I don't want is the people like that lady that got in the box. She believes everything Trump says and his attorneys, and she really goes out here confidently, thinking that what they said was true. So we need people like you who are really connected to the soil to report out what's really going on. So get it off your chest, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean that's how I feel about it. $250 million over a 10-year span. It's per year, so the math is different, right?
If it's 25 million a year, that's not a lot. When you spread it out.
No, he said it was $250 million per year.
Who did?
That's what the Trump administration did.
Oh, I'm just doing the calculations based off of what you said. You said if you divided it by 10.
$250 million divided by 10 is 25 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's per year average. But but
even if you got that and you dividing it amongst all the schools, it's still not a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $16 billion is a lot.
Yeah, now that's a lot.
Okay, and the kids that are getting to go to our school weren't going to be able to go to school at all. And another thing is we added on a program that takes on children that cycle out of foster care. So when they turn 18, they can go get in a dorm and go to college and have a job and not be on the street. Now you tell me what Trump did. Nothing. Yeah, I cannot wait till this debate. This is going to solve. What day is that on?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. I'm going to have my popcorn and I might have a beer possibly, and I'm going to enjoy this lunch that she's getting ready to have on that stage.
Me too. Me too, brother. Seriously. All right, because we gotta make sure Kamala Harris gets the support that she needs in order to prosecute this man in front of the American people, and she's going to do a good job doing it. All right, brother.
So when I get back from my excursion out of the country, I'm going to talk to you about coming down because we have this podcast in our communications program, which I think that you might be able to do some stuff with the kids if you would like.
Oh, well, listen, you know how to get in contact with me, brother. All right, so let's keep it going. I'm always down to help the kids.
The
all
thing
right.
is I can get them to fly you in and put you in a hotel, but the one thing you're going to like is the culinary program at that school.
Hey, I always like to get, I love a little good meal here and there, all right? So, yes, please, brother, let me know. I appreciate it, all right? All righty then. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Brother Lex, No Lies Detected. Cooper, thank you for the cash app for $30. Much appreciated. You are doing God's work, all right?
It's not letting you kick me out.
All right, I got you. I got you.
A cuss word. I'm gonna say a cuss word.
No, you don't. I got you. You don't got to start using profanity over here. We got to keep it clean. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give what's his brother Lex a round of applause. No Lies Detected. All right, let's see some. Where did my comment section disappeared, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. The comments. Set the line when the comments disappear. Oh my God, the comments are back. All right. So we've been hearing a lot of folks come in the box, ladies and gentlemen, and basically validate that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. Let me see something really quickly. Oh my goodness, now I can't even. Let me see something really quickly. Sometimes TikTok does this thing. We call it glitch talk. Sandra, thank you so much for the Zeus hands. Jesus Christ. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter real quick. We'll try to switch things up real quickly if you don't mind. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you believe that Donald J. Trump is the best thing since sliced bread for this country real quickly. All right, we don't got much time, ladies. Look at that. We made it over 1,000. 100,000 in terms of the likes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for doing that. All right, I'm just trying to see, we want to hear some different opinions. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. You've heard what a lot of my good friends have came up and said. All right, and I want to make sure if you're confused, get the opportunity to address anything you might be confused about. All right, I'm going to give you a few more seconds to confirm whether or not you are a Trump supporter. Put a 1 in the chat. We're running a very clean operation, ladies and gentlemen. I must say they are in full compliance. A lot of the Trump supporters that are here, they're in full compliance right now, and hello flip flop Democrats. All right, oh, that's a nice one. Why did you say hello flip flop Democrats? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a person on the internet listening to this live. Yeah, they're paid by Russia. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Donald J. Trump is the best thing for this country. And please feel free to come up in the box and articulate why you believe Donald Trump is the best thing for this country. You've heard so many Americans come up in the box. And Shauna, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, Cynthia. How about you, Cynthia? All right. Cynthia, come on up here. Oh, you said not? All right. Oh, you're just joking, huh, Cynthia? You're just joking. You don't think Donald Trump is good, Cynthia? All right. I'm just double checking. Put a 1 in the chat. You think Donald Trump is good? I don't know how to read that. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, you said no. Okay, I think you were just joking. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. All right. And you've heard what's been said, and you still believe we're wrong. All right. I'm curious why you believe we're wrong. Oh, Jason, how about you, Jason? I sent you a request, Jason. You want Trump's economy back. All right, come on up here, TK Drozy, however you pronounce your name. Come on, we don't got all morning, you Trump supporters. Donald Trump needs you. He needs to hear your voices. He needs you to get up here and explain why you love his dirty draws, all right? Yes, they're scared because they know there's a lot of people in here listening and they're going, please be honest, all right? Seriously? Let's see. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're running what I call a pure live. It's clean, it's sin-free. The Trump supporters, I've never seen them this way. They don't want to get in the box and actually put a little meat on the bone and explain why they are still supporting a convicted felon. Let me know about the kids. What does that mean, Edwin? I don't know what that means. All right. When Zeus invites you into the box, like Little Hawk says, and you don't get in the box, I will mute you. Thank you, Little Hawk. Thank you, and he's right. He's right. I think after the lady that got into the box, it's me, Jessica. I will never talk to someone who talks and no. Who's MAGA Queen? I never known this person. MAGA Queen, could you please come in the box and explain what that means, MAGA Queen? What the heck? This guys keep saying endos. What does you keep saying in the chat? You come up here real quick. MAGA cries about the economy. Okay, we have someone. This might be a MAGA demon. Greetings. Are you Trump supporter?
You know that.
How do you say your name?
Zendo.
Nzindo. Are you a Trump supporter?
You know that.
What the heck does that mean?
You know I am.
Oh, is that new lingo? You know that? Is that what you said? Where you learn that from?
I don't know. I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay. All right. How old are you?
Florida. I'm 23. I'm 23. I turned 24 this month.
All right. Why are you supporting Donald Trump?
Money, money 6 times.
Okay. All right. And so that's it?
You know what I'm saying? That's simple. There's nothing else to talk about.
So I believe what I get is you believe you were getting your racks up while Trump was in office, correct?
Yeah, no question.
How were you getting those racks up?
I had unemployment. I was getting $600 a week of unemployment, chilling.
So was you was out there just kind of, was you getting it the legit way, or were you doing a little of that stuff what they call it? They call it scamming. Were you doing any of that?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's the best way I can say that.
Oh, well, but that's the key, because you can't admit nothing, but you know what I'm talking about, because I don't think 600 is enough for the lifestyle you was living. I would bet you was not just eating, but you was turning up too, correct?
I was legit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that lifestyle, you can't do that with just $600, so what was you supplementing it with?
Man, you say that again?
You can't get off with just $600. You can't turn up with just $600. You need more money. So what were you supplementing it with?
Man, I was getting high as hell.
So you were just getting loaded.
You know that.
Well, you can still do that. You don't need Trump to do that. I would imagine you've been getting loaded even though Biden's been in office.
Nah, He's not giving out no $600 a week during COVID. He moved the COVID graduation to in the house, and you know what I'm saying? Somehow graduated. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question though. You said you graduated high school?
Yeah, I graduated high school.
You going to college?
College for a little bit. I got like 1,100 SAT scores, dude.
Okay, well, are you still in college?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I do music now.
You do music? I mean, music isn't...
Me and Lil Baby in the way, like, in the next month and a half.
Oh, okay. And that's going to be what you do the rest of your life?
Yeah, what you say? Yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe you and I might be able to do something, but what I'm going to need you to do is really think about what it is you're trying to do going forward and get out of this situation where you believe Donald Trump is actually helping you do better. I'm a little concerned that you're more focused on just getting money and getting loaded at 24. Don't you understand there's more to life than that?
And not at this age. You know what I'm saying?
No. It starts you got to start somewhere. And at your age, you kind of already should have started back when you were like 16 or something. To be honest with you, and the lifestyle that you're living is not sustainable. The reason you got that $600 was because there was a nasty pandemic, right? Do you really want to go back to a lockdown again?
Listen to this real quick. In the next month, I got 200 bands on me. You know what I'm saying?
You got what?
I got 200 bands on me next 2 months. In the next month.
From what? From doing what?
From Music Connections.
Okay. So it's on the up and up.
You know, what you trying to do?
No, I'm not trying to do nothing, sir. I just want you to I just want to make sure you and I have an understanding that
the money's going good, you know?
Huh?
And because of that, I would like my money to continue to go good, and I have no reason to vote for anyone else other than Donald Trump with that.
But think about what you just said, and then I got to move on. But I'm going to say this. You just admitted you're getting 200 bands, right? Were you getting that 200 bands under Donald Trump?
Nah.
You're getting it under who?
I'm getting it under the Biden.
So I want that. I want that to sink in. I want you to let that sink in, bro. You're eating more under Joe Biden, all right? But your mind is still telling you you were doing better under Donald Trump. Something's got to give, all right? You got to put that stuff down and lock in and focus on your future, brother, all right? I'm serious, all right? Now I got to move on, all right? You got to do better, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who that is, but he says I know who he is. Possessed with the MAGA demon, and we're going to still have to... Sir, you might be a great person, but with a mindset like that, you're not so great. You have let the MAGA demon take control of your body. Put it down, all right, and focus, all right? And in the meantime, I'm going to do what I got to do. I got to send you straight to the lake of fire, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of boos of shame. Somebody help that young man. Somebody help him. Somebody give him help. All righty then. Oh my goodness. Let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my gosh. Look at the time. Who do we got? Jesse, how are you doing?
Doing good, Zeus. I was just wondering if I could have about 45 seconds of your time.
Go for it.
I just want to speak to the Trump supporters that have children and the Trump supporters that are pro-life. And I just don't understand how they can contradict themselves when they only care about the fetus or the baby while it's in the mom's belly. But it's oddly enough, when it comes out, they don't seem to care. That's why none of the Republicans in office voted for the American Rescue Plan. How do they care about HBCUs when they didn't want to vote for the extra funding? Or vote for the extra funding to WIC, $800 million increase to WIC. And then it's funny, after it did get increased, in May 2023, the Republican House of Representatives, they tried to create a bill, and they tried to push a bill to pass that would cut funding to WIC, which would put women in wait lists and lines for funding. And 39% of our children use a WIC for formula, which, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of Republican babies that need WIC. It's just astounding that they use the Bible when they want to for political gain. They use my Bible as a political weapon, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And this man needs to go. And you know, I wanna implore everybody that we need Miss Harris. There's no doubt about that. But what we need is you guys knocking on doors in your district, getting these Republicans out of the House. We need the majority to be able to push the things that we need for the people. It's not just about Miss Harris. We need everything. We need it all. We need these MAGA politicians to go home for 2 years, tuck their tails under their butts, go home and think about the dictator that they tried to put in front of our face. They need to go home. They need to eat. They need to eat food that the Democratic Party are going to provide for them. And maybe at a midterm, if we can find some decent Republicans like Mitt Romney to come back and try to come over and reach across the aisle and actually help. You know, this Congress is the most unproductive in modern history, and there's a reason for that.
Yep.
We can't even pass a bill, and it's crazy. I just don't get how you can be pro-life when you want to be, but then you don't want to be pro-life after the kids are born. I just find
exactly.
that
They cannot. These Trump supporters, they cannot think maybe one or two. They can't think maybe past one step. I think that's what it is. They only see the first step. They don't see everything else and how it's tied to them suffering. And so that's the situation they're in. They cannot be put in positions of leadership, unfortunately. We're going to have to make them sit on the sidelines while we take our country back. All right, Jesse?
We do. Zeus, you keep it up, man. You're doing a great job.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Jesse. No lies detected. I got to keep it moving. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this is a show of force. You got people up here who volunteer their time day in and day out. All right. Nutty. Rick, thank you. Nutty, are you there? Going once? Nutty, I don't know what's going on. Right, I was trying to bring you up, Nutty, but I think something is wrong with your connection. Nutty, get off of the MAGA Wi-Fi. Where we are at, good morning. How are you doing? Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Zeus. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
You know, going back to what that lady was saying, Attacking has a really, really good video of the 2 times that Trump was actually recorded admitting. I don't know if he kind of gets a moment of dementia or if he is kind of starting to just admit it. Who knows? But, admitting that he lost the 2020 election, which if you look at everything as a whole, that has caused some huge, not just a mess with, the minds of voters, but I think going off on a little bit of a different note here, because I have so many things to say in such a short amount of time. One thing Trump did for me was help me to not just pay attention every 4 years, but every 2 years. Because that's how all of this stuff started happening and how MAGA Republicans started weaseling into all of these different positions and how we got our situation with Roe v. Wade overturned. So I would say that, he had a great video, though, of a gentleman that was a MAGA Republican that said, so now what? He's admitting it. So he could have told all of us that before January 6th. And it's a video of a guy who's, just kind of basically letting it all out about how pissed he is and all of the trauma and drama that Trump caused by the big lie. Wow. And now it's a total of 9 people that have lost their lives because of January 6th. Not to mention all the officers that were injured, the people that are incarcerated. How this man...
the ones he calls hostages, right?
Yes. And how this man still has support. Like the lady that you had up here, her name was Lady Sabri, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And she, I've been listening since the beginning, and how she was... People, how do you weren't even there. You don't even know. It's disgusting to me. And so I can't even find a word right now to defend him who has literally had a bad rap since the 70s. If you look up Donald Trump's background, which I think we all should have been informed on before 2016. I didn't vote for him because of the way he's always talked about women. I just thought it was kind of like a joke. Yeah. I get why people that voted for him that quickly knew, okay, this guy is, not doing a good job and all of the stuff that was coming out. There was a lot of those people that voted for him once in 2016 that said never again. And thank God it looks, because of the bots, like he has a ton of support, but he doesn't have that much support. He hasn't gained enough new voters that actually he lost since 2016. There's no way.
Exactly. He's not gaining support. He's losing it, and he's not getting younger. He's getting older, right?
Yes, and women, don't get up here and disrespect yourself like Lady did. And, if you guys really, I spoke to a good friend of mine, unfortunately, that is stuck with Trump. We've been friends since I was 4. I'm 50, my best friend who's stuck in all the nonsense and lies because she hasn't, and she's an educated girl. This is somebody who was on welfare, used to make her check last all month, got a civil engineer degree. She's not a uneducated woman. Yet I think she only tunes into one channel, and that must be Trump's channel.
Truth Social and
Truth Social.
Fox, yeah, all that stuff, right?
He says, well, we have a dictator right now. Do you people not know what a dictator is?
Lord have mercy.
I mean, come on, we would have no choices.
Lord have mercy.
And that gives a person all the power to make our decisions. And that one new commercial that Zeus played of all those people coming out and speaking out against Trump, that know how he was behind closed doors, it was scary. The things he was talking about doing, pew-pewing innocent protesters in the legs, you can't give somebody like that power. I mean, I don't think you should give anybody that kind of power, but let alone somebody who doesn't have our best interest at heart.
Yes.
And I'll leave it there, Zeus.
All right. Well, listen, where we are at, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Have a great day, Zeus.
All right. Let's give where we are at a round of applause. Where we're at, I should say. Where we're at. All right. No lies detected. All right. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached that point in the morning where Zeus must depart and tend to affairs in the kingdom. It's been an excellent show, to say the least. We've debunked so many of these lies that these Trump supporters tried to tell. All right? But before we get out of here, you know what we got to do? We got to land the plane and shut things down. So first things first, I want to give you all a round of applause. Thank you, Attacking. You survived another broadcast. Oh my goodness. And boy, oh boy, was it interesting. I also want to give a special round of applause to the subscribers, the moderators, the panelists, and the gifters. You don't have to, but you do. And to those, Coop, I see you out there. You hit my Cash App. Thank you so much. None of this would be possible without all of your support, seriously. Also, I want to give one final round of, you guessed it, Booze and Shame. These Booze and Shame goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there. And these are not just my haters. These are also your haters. These people get on TikTok day in and day out, and they spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. And a lot of them have now been caught and indicted. All right? That's how sick these folks are. They spread misogyny, bigotry, evil, xenophobia, lies, hatred, corruption, all kinds of just nasty criminality on behalf of their orange old cult leader, Donald Trump. Trust me when I tell you this. These folks are truly the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of, you guessed it, Booze and Shame. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I'll be back tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel.
Who opens those heads?
You had your chance to talk to me, you Trump supporters, and all of you were too scared to get in the box, so I don't want to hear it. Seriously. Have a great morning. Love you too.
Like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with
Hey, have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Cool till I pull up like Zeus.
Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. Idaho gal, I hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm flyer than an eagle and got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here.
I've heard some interesting stories today, to say the least.
Get away from me,
he said he's eating more under Joe Biden, but he wants to go back with Donald Trump when he was only making $600. Sir, that's hustling backwards. Where y'all get these people from? Seriously.
Time to let loose with the truth.
Yeah, grab your goose.
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose.
Tinkerbell, you too.
I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Player hating on the God, boy, you're such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse.
I'm catching all these snakes like a
Have a great rest of your morning. What track is that? That's Zeus. That's me. That's me delivering the truth. Alright, you can go find it. Just click the link in the profile. That's where all the music is. I'll be releasing some more.
This is how I stare when
I've still been recording. I just haven't released it, but I might be releasing Hercules before. All right.
Playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus.
MAGA Queen. Oh, now that made my morning right there. Cold as the day.
Like Zeus. I make my own
MAGA Queen, come on up here. I got something for you. You said I sound awful.
Down the roof. You say you want it.
I'd rather sound awful than to look awful.
I've been waiting for this moment. Now I gotta choose.
That probably went right over your head.
You guaranteed to lose.
It is what it is. Thank you, and
like a fool. If you can't
hey, MAGA Queen, won't you go into Jess's live? I see that she wants to actually hear from you, and I think you should go and take her up on that offer. Right, Jess?
Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama,
let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Ellen, thank you so much. You are all so amazing. MAGA have the day you deserve. Chula be chula.
I'm the one that they choose.
You know I'm so handsome. That's why they call me Zeus. Cold as the day.
Like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Harris 2024 Queen Flea. I hope you made it back home. Seriously. You like the song? Well, it likes you too. Seriously. Where we are at? Yes, I am holding it down. Have a great day, and Your Majesty, I'm not afraid of you. Seriously.
I like to get wild and loose.
Hold on.
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble.
Yeah.
No.
Hit him with it.
These are real stories. Like Insane Asylum, Jack Smith. 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 I've named him Deranged Jack Smith. I wonder what his name used to be. Jack Smith. It sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Jack Smith. What's his name? Jack Smith. He's a behind-the-scenes guy. But his record is absolutely atrocious.
Hey,
he does political hit jobs. He's...
All right, now listen up, MAGA. This is a lie.
The stock market is only up because they think I'm going to win. And if we don't win, according to many people, including one of the greatest Wall Street prognosticators, Scott Bessent. Has anyone heard of him? One of the most brilliant guys on Wall Street.
Lie.
If I don't win, you will have a 1929 style depression. Enjoy it. I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
All right, so that's a lie. That's a lie. All right. Now, I want to end the show on a high note. All right.
So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me. And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
Yep. Go ahead, Kamala. Send us out of here. Send us off.
Well, Donald.
Donald!
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
Uh-oh.
Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
All right, say it to her face. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't